Today marks a turning point in the trial for the Tacoma police officers charged in the death of Manuel Ellis. The defense began presenting its case before the jury. Ellis was killed March 2020 while in police custody. Officers Matthew Collins and Christopher Burbank face second-degree murder and manslaughter charges. Officer Timothy Rankin is charged with manslaughter. Pierce County Bureau Chief Lionel Donovan is in court now and has more. Lionel?
Hello, Shante. Well, during the defense's opening statements back in October, lawyers argued that Ellis died not because of the officer's actions, but because of methamphetamine use and Ellis's underlying health conditions. Throughout the trial, the defense has also argued that the officer's use of force was justified because they were trying to control Ellis. Now, each officer has his own attorney, and one of those attorneys, Casey Arbins, didn't give an opening statement last month. However, today he did, and he reiterated some of the points his colleagues made earlier. Now, this morning, Arbins reintroduced his client, Matthew Collins, to the jury, highlighting his military service and his personal life as a father and husband. Arbins also touched on Collins's training as a grappler and wrestler. He said that Collins wasn't able to hear Ellis's statements of "I can't breathe" because he was too focused on trying to get Ellis under control. He also called into question some of the witness testimony that the jury heard, one of whom was Dr. Thomas Collins, who wrote in his initial report that the amount of methamphetamine found in Ellis's system could be argued as a primary factor in his death.
And we know that Mr. Ellis was high on methamphetamine on March 3rd. We know he had 2,400 nanograms per milliliter in his blood. And the degree to which that affected his behavior is highly relevant in understanding who he was on that night and what these officers were faced with on March 3rd of 2020.
Now, before court went into recess for lunch, the defense called Byron Jones to the stand. Jones worked at an A&W on Pacific Avenue near where Ellis had an encounter with law enforcement back in 2019. After Jones was finished, the defense called Pierce County Deputy Aaron Wolf to the stand to also talk about that incident, and we'll have more from his testimony this afternoon. But for now, we're live at the Pierce County Courthouse. Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.
Be sure to stay with King 5 for complete coverage of the trial with updates in all of our newscasts. We will also stream the trial live on king5.com and on our King 5 Plus app, our free streaming app for Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.